Hello there, and welcome back to the Sleepy Science Channel. Tonight, we are exploring something you have experienced every second of your life. Something that controls your days, shapes your memories, determines your future, and yet remains one of the deepest mysteries in science: time. As always, find a comfortable position. Allow your shoulders to relax. Take a slow breath, and let the world outside fade into the background. There is nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to accomplish. For the next little while, we're simply going to drift through 100 fascinating facts about time. Some are strange, some are beautiful, and some may completely change the way you think about reality itself. Let's begin. Fact 1. Nobody actually knows what time is. This might sound surprising. Scientists can measure time with incredible precision. Atomic clocks lose less than a second over millions of years. We can predict eclipses centuries in advance. We can calculate the age of stars. Yet despite all of this, nobody truly knows what time fundamentally is. Physicists can describe how time behaves, but what time actually is remains one of the greatest unanswered questions in science. Fact 2. Time passes differently depending on gravity. Most people imagine time moving at the same speed everywhere, but according to Einstein, that's not true. Gravity affects time itself. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. Near a massive object like a black hole, time slows dramatically. Far away from gravity, it moves faster. This means that two clocks placed in different gravitational environments will slowly drift apart. Both remain correct, yet both measure different amounts of time. Fact 3. You are already time traveling, not into the past, into the future. Every second that passes carries you forward through time. At this very moment, you are moving through time at exactly 1 second per second. It may sound obvious, yet it means every living thing is a time traveler. The difference is only speed. Fact 4. Astronauts experience time differently than people on Earth. When astronauts orbit Earth aboard spacecraft, they move incredibly fast. According to relativity, motion affects time. The faster something moves, the slower its time passes relative to stationary observers. The effect is tiny, but measurable. Astronauts who spend long periods in orbit return slightly younger than they otherwise would have been. Not enough to notice, but enough to prove Einstein was right. Fact 5. There is no universal clock in the universe. Many people imagine a giant cosmic clock ticking somewhere in the background. Reality appears different. According to modern physics, time depends on location and motion. Different observers can experience time differently. The universe does not seem to contain a single master clock. Instead, time is woven into space itself, flexible, dynamic, and surprisingly personal. Fact 6. The past still exists inside light. When you look at the moon, you see it as it was about 1.3 seconds ago. When you look at the sun, you see it as it was roughly 8 minutes ago. And when astronomers observe distant galaxies, they see them millions or even billions of years in the past. Light takes time to travel. Every glance into the night sky becomes a journey through history. The universe acts like a giant time machine. Fact 7. The oldest light in existence is still traveling through space. Astronomers have detected ancient radiation called the cosmic microwave background. This light began its journey nearly 13.8 billion years ago, long before Earth existed, long before the sun formed, long before life appeared. Some of the oldest photons in existence are still moving through the universe today, ancient messengers from the dawn of time. Fact 8. A day on Earth is getting longer. Earth does not spin at a perfectly constant rate. Over millions of years, tidal interactions with the Moon gradually slow our planet's rotation. The process is extremely slow, but measurable. Hundreds of millions of years ago, a day on Earth was significantly shorter than it is today. Dinosaurs lived on a planet where days contained fewer hours. Fact 9. The future already affects your decisions. Humans possess a remarkable ability. We constantly imagine future events. Tomorrow's plans influence today's actions. Future possibilities shape present behavior. In a sense, imagined versions of the future already influence reality, even though those futures have not happened yet. Fact 10. Your body contains biological clocks. Every cell in your body follows timing systems. These internal clocks regulate sleep, hormones, body temperature, energy levels, and countless other processes. Even when isolated from sunlight, the human body continues tracking time surprisingly well. Tiny biological timekeepers work silently inside you every moment. Fact 11. Time moves slower on mountains than in space. This sounds impossible, yet it is true. Astronauts experience two competing effects. Motion slows their time, but weaker gravity speeds it up. Both influences occur simultaneously. Time becomes a balancing act between gravity and motion. Reality is far stranger than everyday experience suggests. Fact 12. Black holes may be the ultimate time machines. Near a black hole, gravity becomes incredibly strong. Time slows dramatically. An hour near certain black holes could correspond to years elsewhere. In extreme situations, entire civilizations might age, while a nearby traveler experiences only a short period. It sounds like science fiction, yet it emerges naturally from Einstein's equations. Fact 13. You never experience the present exactly. Your brain requires time to process information. Light enters your eyes, signals travel through nerves, the brain interprets the data. This process takes fractions of a second. The reality you experience is always slightly delayed. You are constantly living a tiny moment in the past. Fact 14. The universe has a birthday. Scientists estimate the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. That means time, at least as we understand it, appears to have begun with the Big Bang. Before that moment, the concept of time may not have existed at all. A strange idea. Yet, modern cosmology suggests that time itself may have a beginning. Fact 15. Nobody knows whether time can end. If time had a beginning, could it also have an ending? Physicists continue debating this question. Some theories suggest time continues forever. Others suggest it may eventually cease. The answer remains unknown. Time itself remains one of reality's deepest mysteries, and perhaps that mystery is what makes it so fascinating. As we continue our journey through the strange world of time, allow your thoughts to drift gently. Imagine ancient starlight crossing billions of years. Imagine clocks ticking differently throughout the universe. Imagine time stretching, bending, and flowing through space itself, because what we call time may be far stranger than anyone once imagined, and we're only just getting started. Fact 16. Time moves faster for your head than for your feet. Gravity becomes slightly weaker as you move farther from Earth. Because gravity affects time, Your head experiences time a tiny bit faster than your feet. The difference is unimaginably small, yet it is real. Even within your own body, time does not pass at exactly the same rate everywhere. Fact 17. The dinosaurs never saw the North Star. Stars slowly change position over thousands of years. The star we call Polaris happens to point roughly toward Earth's North Pole today. But during the age of the dinosaurs, a completely different star occupied that position. The night sky itself changes with time, slowly, almost invisibly, but continuously. Fact 18. Every clock eventually disagrees. No clock is perfectly accurate forever. Even atomic clocks drift slightly over immense periods. Timekeeping requires constant adjustment. Scientists regularly synchronize clocks around the world to maintain precision. The closer we look at time, the more difficult it becomes to measure perfectly. Fact 19. Billion seconds is much longer than it sounds. 1,000,000 seconds equals about 11 days. 1 billion seconds equals nearly 32 years. Human intuition struggles with large numbers. Timescales quickly become difficult to imagine. The difference between a million and a billion is enormous, far greater than most people realize. Fact: 20 trees experience time differently than humans. A mayfly may live only a single day. A giant sequoia may live for thousands of years. From our perspective, the tree seems almost timeless. Yet from the tree's perspective, centuries may simply be part of a normal life. Time feels different depending on the scale of existence. Fact 21. Some stars died before Earth existed. When you look at distant stars, you often see ancient light. Some of those stars may no longer exist. Their light simply hasn't finished traveling. In a sense, the universe preserves moments from the past, allowing us to witness events long after they happened. Fact 22. Your body replaces most of its cells over time. Many of the cells in your body today were not there years ago. Skin cells, blood cells, bone tissue. The body constantly renews itself. You remain the same person. Yet physically, you are always changing. Time quietly rebuilds you from within. Fact 23. There are places where sunrise lasts months. Near Earth's poles, the sun behaves differently. At certain times of year, sunrise can stretch across many days. The sun slowly circles the horizon instead of rising normally. Time itself feels different in extreme environments. Days and nights become strange, almost alien. Fact 24. The future arrives at different speeds throughout the universe. Because gravity and motion affect time, different regions experience the future differently. There is no single universal now. What one observer calls the present may differ from another observer's present. Reality is more flexible than everyday life suggests. Fact 25. The oldest known trees were already ancient when the pyramids were built. Some bristlecone pines alive today are over 4,800 years old. These trees were growing long before ancient Egypt reached its peak. They have witnessed thousands of years of history. Entire civilizations rose and fell while they remained rooted in place. Fact 26. You can never step into the same river twice. This idea comes from the ancient philosopher Heraclitus. The river changes, the water flows, and you change as well. Time ensures that every moment is unique. Reality is constantly moving forward, never perfectly repeating itself. Fact 27. The moon preserves ancient time. Unlike Earth, the moon has almost no weather, no wind, no rain, no flowing rivers. Footprints left by astronauts may remain there for millions of years. The lunar surface acts like a museum of time, preserving moments long after they occur. Fact 28. Some particles live for less than a trillionth of a second. The universe contains incredibly short-lived particles. Many appear and disappear almost instantly. Their entire existence lasts far less than a blink. Yet even during those tiny moments, they obey the laws of physics. Time exists on scales both enormous and unimaginably small. Fact 29. Human civilization occupies only a tiny fraction of history. If Earth's history were compressed into a single year, modern civilization would appear during the final seconds before midnight on December 31st. Almost everything happened before us. The age of dinosaurs, the formation of mountains, the rise of oceans. Human history occupies a surprisingly small chapter. Fact 30. The farther you look into space, the farther you look into time. Astronomers don't simply observe distant objects, they observe the past. Every telescope functions partly as a time machine. Light from distant galaxies may have traveled billions of years before reaching Earth. Looking outward becomes looking backward. The night sky is filled with history. As we continue drifting through the mysteries of time, imagine the universe around you. Ancient light crossing impossible distances. Stars shining from the distant past. Clocks ticking differently across space. And every second carrying everything forward into an unknown future. Because time is not merely something we measure. It is the stage upon which the entire universe unfolds. Fact 31. Time passes more slowly the faster you move. This idea comes directly from Einstein's theory of relativity. As an object approaches the speed of light, time begins slowing relative to outside observers. At everyday speeds, the effect is tiny, but at extreme velocities, it becomes dramatic. For travelers moving near light speed, years could pass while centuries unfold elsewhere. Fact 32. The International Space Station experiences time differently every day. Orbiting Earth at roughly 28,000 kilometers per hour, astronauts aboard the station move fast enough for measurable time dilation. Their clocks drift slightly compared to clocks on Earth. The difference is tiny, yet it is real. Time itself behaves differently in orbit. Fact 33. There was a time before clocks existed. For most of human history, people tracked time using the sun, the moon, and the seasons. Mechanical clocks appeared relatively recently. Before that, time felt less precise. Life followed natural rhythms rather than exact minutes and seconds. Fact 34. A second is defined by atoms. Modern timekeeping depends on atomic clocks, specifically the vibrations of cesium atoms. Scientists use these incredibly regular oscillations to define the length of a second. The world's most accurate clocks rely on the behavior of tiny particles. Fact 35. The universe may eventually become timeless. Some theories suggest that in the unimaginably distant future, stars will die, galaxies will fade, and activity throughout the universe will slow dramatically. Time would still exist, but meaningful change might become incredibly rare. A quiet cosmic future stretching toward eternity. Fact 36. You remember the past but not the future. This seems obvious, yet physicists still debate why. The laws of physics often work equally well forward and backward in time. So why does memory point only one direction? The answer may involve entropy, or something even deeper. Fact 37. Entropy gives time its direction. Entropy measures disorder. Over time, disorder tends to increase. Ice melts, buildings crumble. Stars burn fuel. This tendency gives rise to what scientists call the arrow of time, the reason the future feels different from the past. Fact 38. You are older than you think. Not just because of birthdays. The atoms in your body are ancient. Many formed inside stars billions of years ago. Some may be nearly as old as the universe itself. Parts of you have traveled through cosmic history for unimaginable spans of time. Fact 39. A single moment can change history forever. History often appears gradual, yet sometimes everything changes in an instant. An asteroid impact, a scientific discovery, a chance encounter, a single second can redirect the course of civilizations. Time is made of moments, and moments can be powerful. Fact 40. The Earth once rotated much faster. Hundreds of millions of years ago, a year contained more days. Not because years were longer, but because days were shorter. Earth spun faster than it does today. Time itself didn't change. The planet's rhythm did. Fact 41. There may be places where time nearly stops. Near the event horizon of a black hole, gravity becomes incredibly intense. To distant observers, time appears to slow dramatically. The closer something gets to the edge, the slower its clock appears to run. Black holes create some of the strangest time effects in the universe. Fact 42. Every heartbeat is a clock. Your heart measures time in its own way, beating thousands of times each day, millions of times each year, billions of times over a lifetime. Long before clocks existed, living creatures carried biological rhythms within themselves. Fact 43. Light experiences no time. According to relativity, a photon traveling at light speed does not experience time the way we do. From its perspective, the journey may be instantaneous. A beam of light crossing billions of light years undergoes no aging, a deeply strange idea, yet one supported by modern physics. Fact 44. Ancient civilizations tracked time using shadows. Before mechanical clocks, people built sundials. As sunlight moved across the sky, shadows marked the passing hours. Simple, elegant, and remarkably effective. For thousands of years, shadows served as humanity's clocks. Fact 45. The present moment is incredibly fragile. The now you experience constantly slips into the past. Every second becomes history almost immediately. The present exists only briefly before transforming into memory. Time never pauses, never waits, never stands still. It continues flowing forward endlessly. As we continue this journey, imagine time stretching from the birth of the universe to the distant future, stars forming, galaxies colliding, civilizations rising and falling, all carried forward by the same mysterious river of time. And somewhere within that river lies one of the greatest mysteries of all. Why does time exist in the first place? Fact 46. Time feels faster as we get older. Many people notice this phenomenon. Childhood summers seem endless. Years feel long. Yet adulthood often feels different. Months pass quickly. Entire years seem to disappear. Scientists believe this may happen because each year becomes a smaller fraction of your total life experience. The older you become, the faster time often appears to move. Fact 47. The universe keeps its own record of time. Every star, every planet, every galaxy carries evidence of its age. Astronomers can estimate how old objects are by studying their composition, motion, and light. The universe leaves clues everywhere. Time writes its history across the cosmos. Fact 48. Volcanoes can preserve moments in time. When volcanic ash rapidly covers an area, it can freeze a moment in history. Ancient footprints, plants, animals, entire settlements. Sometimes a single eruption preserves details that would otherwise be lost forever. Nature occasionally becomes a time capsule. Fact 49. Your brain edits time. Time does not always feel constant. Exciting moments often seem short. Boring moments feel long. Dangerous situations sometimes appear to slow time entirely. The brain actively shapes our perception of time. What we experience is not always identical to what clocks measure. Fact 50. There are stars older than many galaxies. Some ancient stars formed before their current galaxies fully assembled. These stars have survived for billions of years. They carry chemical fingerprints from the early universe, living fossils of cosmic history. Fact 51. Leap years exist because Earth is imperfect. Earth does not orbit the Sun in exactly 365 days. The true value is slightly longer. To keep calendars aligned with seasons, humans occasionally add an extra day, a small adjustment that keeps time synchronized with nature. Fact 52. The first clocks were water-powered. Long before modern watches, ancient civilizations built water clocks. Water flowed at a steady rate between containers. The changing water level marked the passing hours. Simple technology, yet surprisingly effective. Fact 53. You have never experienced the same moment twice. Every second is unique. The arrangement of atoms, the position of Earth, the location of every star. Everything changes continuously. No moment in the universe ever repeats perfectly. Each instant exists only once. Fact 54. The sun is a giant clock. Its movement across the sky guided human life for thousands of years. Sunrise, noon, sunset. Long before mechanical clocks, people organized entire civilizations around the predictable rhythm of the sun. Fact 55. Time appears connected to space. Einstein revealed something remarkable. Space and time are not separate things. They form a single structure called space-time. You cannot move through space without moving through time. The two are fundamentally linked, like different sides of the same reality. Fact 56. Ancient light still arrives every night. Many stars visible tonight emitted their light before you were born. Some before your grandparents were born. Others before recorded history. The night sky contains messages from different eras arriving simultaneously. A mosaic of time spread across the heavens. Fact 57. A human lifetime is surprisingly brief. If the universe's history were compressed into a single calendar year, the average human lifespan would occupy only a tiny fraction of the final second before midnight. Yet within that brief moment, entire lives unfold. Dreams, memories, friendships, stories. Time is short, but it is filled with meaning. Fact 58. Glaciers keep records of ancient time. Layer after layer of snow becomes ice. Year after year, century after century. Deep inside glaciers, scientists find records of past climates stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. The ice remembers, even when people do not. Fact 59. Time exists differently inside your dreams. Dreams can feel long, complex, detailed, yet they often occur within relatively short periods of sleep. The brain's relationship with time changes during dreaming, creating experiences that seem to stretch or compress reality. Fact 60. The future is arriving right now. Every second becomes the past. Every future moment eventually becomes the present, and then becomes memory. The future is not a distant destination. It is continuously arriving, moment by moment, second by second. As we continue our journey through the mysteries of time, imagine standing beneath a night sky filled with ancient stars. Light from different eras arriving together, the earth turning slowly beneath your feet. The universe moving forward through billions of years, and all of it carried by the same invisible current we call time. Fact 61. Some stars act as clocks for the universe. Certain stars pulse with remarkable precision, brightening, dimming, brightening again. These stars, known as variable stars, help astronomers measure enormous distances across space. Their rhythmic behavior turns them into natural cosmic clocks, reliable beacons shining through the darkness. Fact 62. Time existed before Earth. Long before our planet formed, the universe had already been evolving for billions of years. Stars were being born, galaxies were colliding, black holes were growing. Earth arrived surprisingly late in the cosmic story. We are newcomers in a very old universe. Fact 63. Your body is constantly measuring time, even without a watch, even without sunlight. Your body tracks daily cycles. Hormone levels rise and fall, temperature changes, energy fluctuates. An internal timing system quietly coordinates countless processes every day. Fact 64. Ancient civilizations built monuments aligned with time. Structures like Stonehenge and many ancient temples were carefully designed around the movement of the sun, moon, and stars. These monuments helped people track seasons and celestial cycles. In a way, entire buildings became clocks. Fact 65. Time can appear to slow during emergencies. Many people report this experience. During accidents or moments of danger, events sometimes seem to unfold in slow motion. Scientists believe the brain records more information during stressful situations. This creates the impression that time itself has slowed. Fact 66. The moon helps stabilize Earth's time. Without the moon, Earth's rotation could vary much more dramatically. The moon's gravitational influence helps keep our planet relatively stable. In a sense, the moon quietly helps regulate the rhythm of life on Earth. Fact 67. Some galaxies are billions of years older than others. Not all galaxies formed at the same time. Some began assembling shortly after the Big Bang. Others formed much later. The universe contains structures from many different eras, existing side by side. Fact 68. You live inside multiple clocks at once. Your watch tracks seconds. Your body tracks biological rhythms. Earth tracks days. The moon tracks months. Earth's orbit tracks years. The galaxy tracks cosmic cycles lasting hundreds of millions of years. Life unfolds inside many overlapping layers of time. Fact 69. A galactic year lasts about 225 million Earth years. The Sun takes roughly 225 million years to orbit the center of the Milky Way once. The last time our solar system occupied this position, dinosaurs had not yet appeared. A galactic year dwarfs all human calendars. Fact 70. The universe remembers its beginnings. The cosmic microwave background acts like a fossil from the early universe. It preserves information about conditions shortly after the Big Bang. Even after nearly 14 billion years, traces of the beginning still remain. Fact 71. Your perception of time changes while sleeping. A full night of sleep may feel instantaneous. Hours disappear. Yet your brain remains active throughout the night. Dreams come and go. Memories form. Time continues moving even when awareness fades. Fact 72. There are clocks so accurate they can detect changes in height. Modern atomic clocks have become incredibly precise. Raise one by only a small amount, and gravity changes slightly. That tiny change affects time. Scientists can actually measure it. Time and gravity remain deeply connected. Fact 73. The oldest known light began traveling before any stars existed. Before galaxies fully formed, before planets, before life, ancient photons were already crossing space. Today, some of that light still reaches us, messages from an era almost impossible to imagine.